Hello and welcome back to my latest video. This is my 100th video on the channel. Thank you all for your support so far. In those 100 videos we've got 428 subscribers I think now, which is phenomenal. But at the time of recording it's 428 anyway. This will be up Friday night, so please, if you are new, do drop a subscribe down below. It's free, always has been. And drop a like as well. Once again, don't have to pay anything for them. But we'll get on this week. I don't know what our results were from last week because I've misplaced our predictions. I will try to find them as quick as possible, and if I found them before the edit, they'll be in the bottom corner here, and then the table will be after them. But if not, sorry, my cat is attacking a carrier bag right now, making a lot of noise. But we'll get on to this week, starting with Saturday at 12:30, which sees Manchester City host West Ham United. Now, before the season started, most people would have written this one off and gone City will win it 3-4-0. However, West Ham have hit a lot of good form recently, pushing themselves into sort of a European race now. I think they sit 5th currently with a chance to go into 4th at the weekend. As a result, I think if anyone's going to end City's run, it will be West Ham. I think they'll end it. I don't think they'll beat City, don't get me wrong. I think it'll be Manchester City 1, West Ham United 1. Dad and Lewis have both gone for City wins though. They both think West Ham will score 1, but Dad has gone 3-1 and Lewis has gone 2-1. Now on to a battle that sees two sides at the other end of the table compete with each other. One of them needs the win tomorrow to kind of get a chance of staying up. The other needs a win to stay away from that battle. That is West Bromwich Albion, who face Brighton and Hove Albion. Two Albions in the Premier League facing off. But West Brom, they have had a shocker this season. They came back up after a couple of years. They'd come up, they're thinking, right, we've got a couple of good signings in. I think everyone was optimistic for them, but it's not really worked out for them. As a result, I think Brighton will win. I think Brighton will win, not necessarily comfortably, but they'll get it done. I reckon it'll be 2-1 to them. Dad thinks it'll be 2-0 to Brighton, and Lewis thinks it'll be 1-0 to the away side Brighton. Move on to the third fixture now on Saturday, which is Leeds United host Aston Villa. Now that's two teams that have been very successful in the past. I think both sides were two of the biggest in England for a prolonged period, but then they dropped out to the Championship and stayed there for a while. Leeds did come back a few times, but to no avail. They kind of came back, did nothing, and got relegated again. As a result, I think it'll be a tight game between two very, very evenly matched sides. Villa have probably had a better season, but at the moment on current form, I think they're both very even. As a result, I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go 2-2. Lewis has agreed with me. He thinks 2-2 as well. Dad, though, he's back in Leeds. He thinks they'll score 2, but Villa will only get 1 in response. Move on to the last game of Saturday now, though, which sees Newcastle United in the North East host Wolverhampton Wanderers of Birmingham. Now, I think a lot of people will be wondering what's going on at Newcastle. Now, they came into the season with the new hope of Saudi owners, the hope of Middle Eastern owners. It didn't happen. And then they thought, okay, we'll just solidify, we'll sell eventually, we'll stay in the Premier League. That's becoming less and less likely to happen. If they can't win the next couple of games and Fulham do, they're in the relegation zone, and that's not good for Newcastle United Football Club. However, I don't think this will be one of the games they can win. It's Wolves. Wolves, you know what you're going to get with Wolves. It could be a bit boring as of recent, but they're still getting jobs done. They're still a mid-table Premier League side. As a result, I think it'll be 2-0 to Wolves. Lewis and Dad have both gone for different to me. Dad has gone for a 2-2 draw. I could see that happening, definitely. Dad hasn't gone for a 2-2 draw. I've read that completely wrong. That is the next prediction for Dad. Dad has gone for a 3-1 Wolves win. Lewis has agreed with me and he's gone 2-0. Apologies there, I read the wrong prediction. We'll move on to Sunday now though, where Crystal Palace host Fulham in the London derby. Possibly the most evenly ranked London derby at the moment. But Crystal Palace, they're looking quite good. Fulham in the relegation zone. Fulham need points and they're on good form. I think they've got 8 points out of the last 10 games or something similar to that. In comparison, Southampton have only got 1 point in the same period. So I think that you've got to look at this and you've got to think, well, Fulham on decent form, Palace on alright form. I'm going to go for a draw, 1-1. Dad has gone for a 2-1 Fulham win, thinking Fulham will be able to climb out of the relegation zone or nearly do it. Lewis has agreed with me completely and he's gone 1-1 Palace versus Leicester. Palace versus Fulham. I don't know where I got Leicester from. That's the next game, which is the second game on Sunday, which is Leicester City host Arsenal in what could be the tie of the weekend. But I don't want to write either side of these off. I don't want to say, oh yeah, one team's going to batter the other one. But I'm looking at this based on Thursday night's performances. Leicester were the victim of a 2-0 home defeat to Slavia Prague in the Europa League, seeing them knocked out. Arsenal, on the other hand, scored a late goal to see them through to the next round. As a result, I think Leicester will be a bit disheartened, they'll be a bit low, whereas Arsenal will be a bit, yes lads, we've done it, let's go, let's get another win on the weekend. So as a result, I think Arsenal won't be stoppable this weekend. I think they'll win 2-0. Dad has gone for a 2-2 draw, and Lewis has gone the other way, and he said Leicester to win 3-1. Could definitely happen. We'll move on now, though, to a game that should see one side winning. They went 8-1 in aggregate in the Europa League. That is Tottenham Hotspur, or Spurs. They faced Burnley at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Now, this is a game that Tottenham should be winning comfortably. Burnley slipped down the table massively after their good run before Christmas. They did beat Liverpool away in that run as well, but I don't think they'll be able to beat Spurs away. Spurs are a well set up team under Jose Mourinho. They want to be pushing down Europe still, want to be solidifying it. As a result, I think they'll win 3-1. Dad and Lewis have gone not completely different, but they've changed it slightly. Dad going for a 2-0 win, which is the same goal difference going Tottenham's favour. Lewis, though, thinks Burnley can do it, and he thinks Burnley can do it 2-1 away from home. We move on now, though, to the penultimate game on Sunday. That sees Chelsea host Manchester United in what will be a massive game for the title race, for the European race. Now, I say title race because Manchester United are still in a title race. Whether or not you believe City have already won it, which they potentially have because, 10 points clear, you don't really catch that normally at this point. But if City lose 3 in a row, United win 3 in a row, they're right back in it. I think United will win. I think they'll win it 2-1. I don't think Thomas Tuchel's going to be able to cope. Chelsea got a brilliant win midweek, though. They did beat Atletico Madrid away from home, which was completely unheard of. But I still think they won't have enough to beat this United side. Dad has gone for a 2-1 win, but to Chelsea, and Lewis has gone for 3-2 in Chelsea's favour, making it for very good viewing. Now, it's the penultimate game of the match week now, as opposed to the penultimate game of Sunday, which sees Sheffield United, the bottom club in the Premier League, host Liverpool, the title holders. They're not going to be winning it this season. I don't think anyone can even say they'll try. But I think Liverpool will still have enough to beat this Sheffield side. Sheffield United currently on 11 points at the bottom. They'll just want 5 more points to break Derby's record, which I think stands at 16. They've not been good enough this season. They're going down. I think that's basically confirmed now. Unless they go on a ridiculous winning run, I can't see them staying up. As a result, me and Lewis have agreed with each other here, going for a 2-1 Liverpool win, and Dad has gone for 3-1 to Liverpool. Then we move on to the last game of the match week, which happens on Monday night, and it's at Goodison Park, which is Everton host free-falling Southampton. Now, I know as a Pompey fan you want to see Southampton free fall, but I didn't expect them to. They were top of the league at one point, selling shirts, which probably jinxed them a little bit. But now they're in 15th in the league nearly, I believe. They might be a bit higher than that, but they're only 7 points off relegation now. And people, or 10, it's around that kind of figure anyway. And people will say, oh yeah, well they're not far off, they're miles ahead, they weren't going to get it. If they don't pull their act together, they could slip down. If Fulham in good form, if Newcastle get some wins and Southampton don't, I don't think Southampton will be able to stop the rot this weekend. I think Everton will claim the win. I think they'll claim it 1-0, which will be tight, but I think Everton will be too good for them. Dad and Lewis have both gone for the same, thinking 2-0 in Everton's favour. Now I'll put the Premier League table up either side of me here. That is what it stands at the minute. I haven't looked at it myself, but just for viewing, you can have it there. Thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like down below. And if you are new, once again, I hate begging, but please do subscribe. It means the world to me. And I'll see you in the next one.